When we were young, we were being told that we are the leaders of tomorrow. And of course, that tomorrow is today.
Only coming here so that our voice can be heard, us as Gen Zs, us as Kenyans, so the police should stop killing us.
Ruto must resign and he goes home. We don't want him.
Take out your phones and record videos, take pictures. Social media provides us with security through solidarity. I felt safe because I felt seen.
We, the young people, had to go out there to express our anger.
You cannot kill us and lead us. You cannot abduct us and lead us.
Today's events mark a critical turning point on how we respond to grave threats to our national security. I have directed all the organs of our national security to thwart any attempt to undermine the security and stability of our country.
There's this cancel culture that has come for activists.
In the online activism, if wakishajua you are that vocal, they look for anything to pin you down. You will be threatened, you will be intimidated.
My phone was tapped. I got physical threats. Why I'm covering these protests.
I do fear about abductions, but I don't fear championing for the rights of Kenyans.
We start with breaking news out of Nairobi, Kenya, where ongoing protests have now inflamed further.
In the latest protest in the capital, it's the younger generation taking to the streets, a sight never seen before.
The new finance bill puts forward tough tax policies. For many young people, they see the changes directly affect them.
Getting $1 in a day, it's so hard for you. Most of Kenyans, we live below the poverty line.
Kenya has a population of about 55 million. 70% of 55 million are young people below 35 years of age. 98% of our politicians are not young people.
A country where our voices matter a lot.
We have seen a revolution in Kenya where young people have started to speak out on issues of injustices. Social media plays a very big role in terms of faster dissemination of information.
It doesn't matter which of the 42 tribes you're coming from, if you're Luya, if you're Kamba, if you're Meru, it doesn't matter as long as you're Kenyan.
When we're approaching the Finance Bill 2024,
it's like there were so many ridiculous clauses.
Any person who reaches, 24 years was to pay 300 shillings mandatory every month. Where are we getting this money? Yet the government has not given us employment.
Social media plays a very great role in my activism. It helps to amplify my thoughts and what I stand for. There's a word we use, common mwananchi. You get to reach the real Kenyan, or the Kenyan who's in their village, and the borders.
Twitter was where the political conversations mostly happened in Kenya. Before 2022, when this current regime got into power, the environment was mostly humorous. People were making jokes. Once in a while, people would complain about the government or different institutions. By 2024, I think what had happened was that Kenyans had reached a boiling point. That's when the conversation on protests happening began.
The finance bill protest was purely organized online, so this resulted to faster coordination.
It hadn't occurred to me that TikTok would be a good platform to use as a mobilization tool during the protest.
Wow.
Remember, the tagline was, just show to the protest with a bottle, a flag, and a whistle.
Pamoja, 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 twashinda. Ololo, pamoja. Pamoja, 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 twashinda. Ololo, pamoja, we. Pamoja, pamoja.
I mean, we only had our phones and, of course, water for the tear gas.
So, there's this one person I'll catch my attention in that alikuwa amehandcufiwa with the other person. So they were dragging him kwa kabro lami. So mi kuona hivyo, I took out my phone, nikaanza kurecord. Nikiwa almost kumaliza kurecord, the police woman saw me. So kuangalia, the madam akapata yeye ndio literally ni kama ndio nilimcapture juu yeye ndiye alikuwa anavuruta huyu, akanipiga kofi na akaniuliza ulikuwa na try kufanya nini, and nikamwambia hakuna. Akaniuliza where were you taking the video, nikamwambia hakuna. So venye nilimwambia hivyo, walinipiga, they were almost 15 of them.
We were arrested for wearing black. It was a very ridiculous encounter. One of the arrested protesters had managed to sneak in the phones. While we were in the cell, we were still protesting. The same way we were protesting in the police cars, we were protesting in the police cells. This person took the video and uploaded it online. It began going viral right there and right then. And it occurred to me, wait, people just need to see more people going to the streets. And that was important because mainstream media began to deviate at some point. They stopped broadcasting the protests live.
So we have a lot of people who are being shot with live bullets, others who are being shot with rubber bullets. One of our friends, Rex Masai, was the first victim of the police brutality and police killings in the protest.
The horrific death of a man identified as Rex Kanyike Masai would mark the end of yesterday's anti-finance bill protest.
At Mamangina Street, another crowd of people are running for their lives. Among them is Rex Kanyike Masai. From another angle, that same police officer fires the fatal shot.
The numbers were actually increasing, not just in Nairobi, as I said, in Mombasa, Kisumu, Kilifi, Kwale, Bungoma, Eldoret, across all the major towns in country. The protests, they escalated on 25th, whereby we knew these people, the members of parliament, were in the parliament chambers passing the finance bill 2024.
At the height of the protests, that's when the parliament was broken into and a section of it burned down. It made global news.
We shall provide a full, effective, and expeditious response to today's treasonous events. Thank you.
For a good 10 minutes, the president was able to give his speech, and then after, suddenly the internet was problematic again. They shut off the internet because we've realized how monumental social media is to this organization. We don't want it to happen like that anymore. At least for the night, shut it off.
They were claiming that there is nobody who is on the streets, but the photos that people were seeing on social media, they were AI generated.
We call them 527 bloggers. These are government-paid bloggers whose job is just to, troll you online, to abuse you. People coming to my comment section and saying, "We shall kill you," or "One day the police will kill you."
More than 6 months since the first case of abduction was reported in the country, the government is yet to solve even a single case.
So when I left, just a few meters from home, they grabbed me, got me into a car and drove off. So these guys kept me for almost 48 hours. And there are many Kenyans who have been forcibly abducted by people who had no identification numbers or service numbers, who are in unmarked vehicles, and they say that they are security officials.
Same day that I went missing, Denzel Omondi went missing the same day. And unfortunately, he was found dead. If it is not the police officers doing abductions or abducting people, then who is to blame? Who is in charge of these abductions? Who is sending you?
These are not just rumors, these are not just speculations. Abductions are happening in Kenya, and they are targeted at people who are being political activists for tweets, for speaking up. And I think that's one of the things that made us also realize the gravity of just how far this political class is willing to go.
The civic space is really shrinking with abduction and even the killing of people. Now, people fear being vocal being labeled. This affects your social life and even your mental health. People are really scared, like getting to interact with you because they feel they can be arrested anytime.
So there's definitely a difference in the language, for example, that people use on social media right now when calling out the government. There was a boldness before where people would call out these politicians, call them by name.
He's a murderer.
He must go.
He's a murderer. He must go.
By the end of August, at least 60 people had been murdered in relation to the protests. Over 70 were abducted and countless others were arrested unlawfully.
They did not live to see that new Kenya. It's just in order that we continue fighting for that which they believed in and make them proud.
When we went to the streets, actually we wanted accountability. We want responsible leaders.
It's very hard for the government to silence me in a way. But the moment I go silent myself, then they have the best opportunity.
The young people wache kwa hizi table kuzi access mali popote inakuwa rahisi.
Things will get better only if the young people and the citizens of this country at large comes out to exercise their rights